Hey, welcome back to the podcast. This is Dan Brzezowski. I wanted to welcome you to Success and Motivation from the No Comfort Zone. Today's podcast is all about the reasons why you're not finding success. I'll see you on the inside.
Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Hey, glad you made it back and glad you're staying in tune with the No Comfort Zone. Greatly appreciate all the likes, the views, all the shares. It's growing far greater than I ever thought it would. I greatly appreciate it. More importantly, this podcast is all about the fact that I failed so miserably in my life that I finally learned some lessons from those things, and I wanted to share them with you on this podcast to help you get out of your comfort zone so that you can live on purpose, whatever that may be. So today's podcast is really all about not continuing to be successful in what happens. And I'll tell you on my personal journey what's going on and how that relates to the No Comfort Zone and how it all ties together. Hey, and if you're interested in becoming part of something for people that are looking to find their purpose, that have found their purpose, that are living in, that really good place in their life by being uncomfortable first and then finding their passion, their purpose, do me a favor, go to Team No Comfort Zone on Facebook. Find me there and we'll get in the group and we'll start from there. There'll be a lot of opportunities for us to meet, exchange some information, check in on our successes, and also double check our failures to make sure that we're going the right way. So one of the biggest reasons that I find is that people have a level of average in their life and they think that average is the goal line. That's number one. Average being the goal line is a huge problem. If you're trying to keep up with the Joneses and you know the Joneses have no idea where they're at or where they're going or what they want out of life, and you're competing with them, man, you're going the wrong place too. You got to define your own path. You need to start going your own direction. You need to do your own thing. And whatever that might be, your heart will tell you if you have a clear mind. How do you do that? Start out your mornings right. Get your mornings dialed in. I was getting my mornings dialed in before, but now I'm part of this group, Nano Test, like I was saying, and now it's just at a whole new level. Now I actually spend more time methodically going through my morning, relaxing, getting my breathing in, and just getting the day right, starting the day right from a calm point of view. And when my mind's right, then I can kind of search through my soul and my heart, and I can find out what are my intentions for the day. And then when I write down my intentions, 6 things that I absolutely must get done today, and the 3 things that I'm not going to let sidetrack me or get me off pace. It's really important I start my day out there. Some days I'll exercise, some days I won't. It all depends on what my plan is for that day. But let me tell you, my day has nothing to do with starting to be average. I don't get up at an average time. I don't do the average things. I'm not looking to be average, and I hope you find that to be the same. I hope you're in a place in your life where you find, you know what, I really do want more out of my life, and that's why I listen to this podcast. That's why I seek personal growth, personal development. That's why when it comes down to it, at night when no one's around and when I put my head in the pillow, did I give it my all today? And you have to say, did you start your day out right? You have to look back. What were my intentions? And did I complete my intentions, my action plan? And what distracted me? What were my wins? What were my losses? And then check in with the community. It's super simple to do. So I say that because the entire focus of this podcast, this message today, comes down to all too often we champion ourselves when we're on our way to average. And we get to that point, we think that where things are okay, I don't need to push that much harder. I don't need to go the extra step. And that's where we fail. Because in reality, that peak of the mountain is still there. And as soon as you stop going up towards it, you fall backwards. You need to put your head down and put one foot in front of the other and keep climbing that mountain. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. There are times along the way that you need to set milestones for yourself or ways that you can celebrate your victories while moving forward, not stopping, but while moving forward. So what I want you to do is I want you to start focusing on the positives. Focus on the positives. Now, When I put myself into the no comfort zone and we go through the blueprint, and if you're interested, go to Dan at the no comfort zone. I could send you the blueprint and explain it to you in detail through a video. I will send that out to you. That's free. I'm going to help you to achieve your goals through this blueprint. What it's going to do, it's going to tell you that at some point early on, you're going to have to become aware of where you're currently at. And then you're going to have to identify how you got there. And that's uncomfortable for a lot of people, but that's the point of it. You need to focus on your shortcomings. You need to focus on, if you don't want to keep repeating the same scenario, if you don't want to continue to go in the cycle of average or worse, you're going to failure cycle, what you want to do is you want to start recording those things, the reasons why you make those little decisions that you do, and you have to see, is it worthwhile? Because starting your morning out right, becoming aware of where you're at, and identifying those shortcomings is huge. And they are shortcomings, and you're going to have to be aware of them. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hold on to those for a minute. You're going to become aware of that they're there, and you're going to put these milestones in front of you, these goals. For example, those of you that listen to the podcast in my group, shout out to you, Perry, and Sean, the real McCoy from New Jersey. I wanted to let you guys know that, when I do this podcast, I've been living this life for a while now, and I've been doing this podcast for about 2.5 years, and I've been living life for about 3 years. But unfortunately, I got to a position, as you guys know, I got fat. Well, I had to do something about that. I was doing good in other areas, but I let my health go again. That's what started this whole podcast, because my health was in good shape, but it wasn't sustainable. So again, I had to focus on, what do I do? In my downtime, I'm not eating the right foods. I'm not doing the right things. I'm not moving right. I'm not part of a community. I'm just out there, and I'm all alone. And I look at myself and I'm like, back again to it. I'm not that bad. I could be worse. Well, then I got to the point where I'm 51, and it could be worse. Could be dead. That's really a heart attack, a stroke, for Christ's sake. A lot of this stuff could really happen. So I committed to something. And the point I bring to you now is, when you focus, or when you have an idea of what those things are that hold you back, then you focus on these milestones. For example, I wonder if I could do 2 hours of cardio. First, it was a half hour, then it was 45 minutes, then it was an hour. Yeah, and then it jumped up to 2 hours. Can I do 2 hours of cardio in a day? Yeah. Now, can I do 2 hours back to back? Now, can I do 2 hours of cardio, and can I fast for a 24-hour period, for a 36-hour period? Then I recently with, Robert Jones in my group, he actually did an extended fast. So I said, I wonder if I can do that too. And then I almost did a 48-hour fast, but I did 45 hours of fasting, 4 hours of cardio over 2 days. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, man, I'm telling you, if you want to judge me on one thing, yeah, that's total no comfort zone. That's totally outside of the box. But I walked away. That was a milestone for me. That was a reward to say, yeah, I put myself into an uncomfortable position. I exercised my disciplines, and I got to an end result. I got to a goal. I did it. I'm living an accomplishment. Somehow, some way, that challenge I put myself in is going to drastically help me when I need it, when a bigger problem shows up. And I don't know what that problem is. But something's going to show up, and I'm going to say, you know what? I've got that in my back pocket. I know that I've accomplished something, and I'm worthy, and I'm worthwhile. Give me the next challenge. Adversity builds character. Don't go backwards. Don't smoke them if you got them, as they used to say in the Marines. You've come a long way, baby. Now treat yourself. I don't know how that it works. I put it out there. I have a massive goal. When I achieve these 3 goals at once, I'm buying myself a fat watch. I've wanted one my whole life, and I'm going to get it. I got it listed up in my basement. When I work out, I see it. I look at it. And when these 3 goals all come together, whenever they happen, I'm getting it. It's a trophy to myself. But I'm going to keep disciplined and keep moving forward in the direction that I want to go. I have momentum now. That's something I didn't have before. And when you have momentum, you never want to lose it. And how do you do that? You fuel it up with a little bit of adversity. How messed up was your life before you decided to commit? Where is it that you want to go? What are you willing to do? What are you willing not to do? And that's what it's all about. Become aware. Just become aware of who you really are. Do you keep your word? Do you watch what you eat? Do you exercise? Do you exercise restraint? Do you watch your tone with other people? Are you mindful? Are you empathetic? Are you caring? Are you all the things that you want to be? And that's who listens to this podcast. People that want to be that person. Do you want to be a phenomenal leader? I absolutely want to be a phenomenal leader. I want to be a servant leader. The problem is, flip the script. I don't want to be a leader who's taken advantage of. because of the kindness, because of the sympathy that I feel. Hard work produces happiness. There's no doubt about it. A lot of gems on this podcast today, but I'll share this with you. I know. When you put yourself out there and you risk a little bit more, you're going to live a little bit more. When you live a little bit more, you're going to experience some adversity. And when you experience adversity, you need to throw some knowledge at it. When you throw some knowledge at it, your tensions, what you're going to do, you have your character and your disciplines to help you ride it through. Because that adversity, once you get through it, is where you find your purpose at the end of it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, people that listen to this podcast, share it with your friends, like me on Apple iTunes, get notified when I do another one. But more importantly, you need to know this. When all of that stuff happens, that's when you get outside of your comfort zone and start living on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.